Hey, what's up guys? This is SZM Studio. No messing around today guys, we've got two of the biggest titans of the smartphone world going head to head in a speed test. We've got the stunning Huawei Mate 10 Pro versus the one and only Dark Knight, which is the OnePlus 5. So it's Team Huawei versus Team OnePlus. Which team are you on? So let's get ready for it. And if you're new here and you enjoy what you see, do hit that subscribe button because I've got tons more content coming up. Right, here's an overview of the specifications. The all-new Huawei Mate 10 Pro has the latest Kirin 970 chipset with an octa-core CPU, 6GB of RAM and built-in storage of 128GB. And with its all-new AI NPU, let's put Huawei's technology to the test. For the Speed King, which is the OnePlus 5, it has the Snapdragon 835 chipset, 8GB of RAM, an octa-core CPU also, and the same 128GB of internal storage. In terms of raw power, this model and the OnePlus 5T are identical, so this is it, let's begin. Alright, the first test. First and foremost, the boot up test. Let's power them both on and take a look at who powers on first. Powered by Android, but who's got more power? You're gonna find out by the end of this video. So, I see a new slick startup animation here for the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, a nice overall change from previous models. Nice touch Huawei. And we are in! Wow, off to a flying start for the Mate 10 Pro. And then we've got the OnePlus 5 coming in a few seconds later, so an impressive start for the Huawei. Now, onto the apps, let's get the CPU ticking over. Right, let's begin proceedings with the first app as per usual, it's the phone dialer. I think I'd give that to the OnePlus 5 by milliseconds for settings. Wow, okay, that was even harder to split them, but if we're being technical, I think the OnePlus 5 is a fraction quicker. For Play Store, no doubt the Mate 10 Pro was actually quicker here. For YouTube, no buffering, amazing stuff from the Mate 10 Pro. The OnePlus 5 was slightly behind. For Instagram, we can see the home screen coming on quicker for the OnePlus 5. For Snapchat, back to the Mate 10 Pro. For Chrome, we see the Mate 10 Pro also faster, and for camera, very hard to split them once again, pretty much the same. Back and forth at the moment. Okay, moving on, let's scroll back up onto the app drawer, and we're going to Android Pay. Let's take a look. We see the Mate 10 Pro also, just by half a second again. For Netflix, we're seeing the OnePlus 5. Nice, so definitely a mixed bag at the moment. For Twitch, equal, I'm not going to split them there, very fast. Nice responses. Okay, cool. Mixer, an intensive app, bit more loading to be done here. We see the OnePlus 5 coming in a bit quicker to be honest. Mate 10 Pro wasn't too far behind. Nice. Okay, moving on. Mario Run, let's go into the games. So we've got the loading screen coming up quick. And we're there, we're still loading, let's see. Okay, wow, again. Very split differences, awesome stuff. Asphalt 8. They're on each other's tails, so this is awesome to see. But the OnePlus 5, as we saw, was a little bit quicker. And again for Asphalt 8, it's ahead. I'm giving it to the OnePlus 5 at the moment. Mate 10 Pro is there, but then it kind of falls off. Okay, let's go into the next app, which is 8 Ball Pool, moving on to another awesome game. Let's take a look, and again the OnePlus 5. A little bit more delay between the phones. Okay, for Just Eat, bang on equal, no differences. Alright, okay, let's continue, and we're going into Boomerang. Okay, OnePlus 5 again, and a bit more faster reaction on the OnePlus 5. Back to the home screen. Alright, let's scroll down, and let's hit speed test. Let's find a server, and we can see, oof, I'll give it to the Mate 10 Pro just about. Equal for Shazam. This is awesome. Very fast speeds on both phones. Okay, let's move into the Google folder and into Play Movies. We're seeing the OnePlus 5 again. This is hard to pick them apart. For Drive, the Mate 10 Pro by a split second. Pretty fast times on both phones. We're really seeing some impressive stuff at the moment. Duo, OnePlus 5 I think. Okay, moving on to Play Games. Just the same I think, maybe the Mate 10 Pro. And for Facebook, we saw the Mate 10 Pro just a second or so quicker. Wow, incredible times, really impressive stuff. Okay, so next up is a RAM management test to see how well the apps have been held in the memory of each device. So let's scroll back up to the top to one of the earlier apps that we started with, such as the Play Store, and as we see, no problems there, as we would expect. We've got a great amount of RAM on each device with 8GB on the OnePlus 5 and 6 on the Mate 10 Pro, so we shouldn't really be seeing any issues, as with speed tests as you just saw, it's held in the memory, as we would expect. Let's see if we can find any flaws. So with 8-ball pool, we're ready to play. So back to the home screen, let's try a few more apps. Let's see if we can catch anybody out. So YouTube, no issues here, great stuff. Moving on. We're going into the next game, which is Asphalt 8. Let's take a look here. Wow, okay, great stuff from both phones. The OnePlus 5 was actually a little bit quicker to come back on. As you see, there's no problems, the game's ready to go. Okay, cool. Google Chrome. Okay, the first refresh, that's a surprise. I'm not really seeing any refreshes before on my other speed test with the OnePlus 5, so that was a big surprise. So with Mario Run, fantastic, the games are on, we're ready to go. For Shazam, no refreshes. For Boomerang, perfect, the photo that we took is still there and held. Right, okay, let's move on, let's try a few other apps. So we've got Mixer, perfect. Your streaming services are good to go. With Play Movies, no problems there. So let's continue. What else have we got? So we've got Facebook. But ready to log in, ready to get onto it. With Android Pay, great stuff once again. No problems. And let's go to the next app with Netflix. Was that a refresh from the Mate 10 Pro? I think it was. With Twitch, yeah, home screen's fine. With the camera, they're ready to go. A little refresh as you would expect, the camera's just refreshing itself. With Drive, there's your second refresh on the OnePlus 5. So the Mate 10 Pro is slightly faster right now, it's definitely ahead. With Snapchat, that was 100% another refresh. So that concludes the app management test, and I'm going to give that to the Mate 10 Pro. Now, onto the fingerprint speed test. For the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, the fingerprint sensor is located at the back of the phone, aligned in the center, which is ideal in terms of ease of access. It's where it should be. For the original OnePlus 5, it's at the front, right. So once again, with a bit of precision handling, we can see that they are identical, much like Huawei's previous models such as the P10 Plus and the Honor 9. Huawei are sticking with their tradition of speed and power, and this is no different for the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. You can see it on multiple attempts, it comes out equally the same as the OnePlus 5. Absolutely fantastic stuff from both manufacturers. Okay, so the final test is a power off test. Time to put these two incredible phones to sleep. So as I press the power off button, in a moment we can see the OnePlus 5 shutting down first. The Huawei Mate 10 Pro is certainly much slower here for shutting down, possibly some software bugs in the new EMUI 8.0 version, but we're finally there after a couple of seconds. So, in summary guys, the all-new Huawei Mate 10 Pro starts the speed test in fantastic form, beating the OnePlus 5 to the home screen in the boot up test. So that's one up for Huawei. Okay, next up, for the apps launch, both phones performed extremely well. Their speeds and overall launch times are superb, and it's very tough to split them apart. However, I did notice the OnePlus 5 beating the Mate 10 Pro in a couple of apps, so a well and truly deserved point here to the OnePlus 5. For the RAM management test, both phones performed exceptionally well once again, as we expect from their specs. In fact, the Mate 10 Pro didn't reload or refresh anything, all the apps were held on the memory. The OnePlus 5 however, on a few occasions did refresh, which was a surprise because it hasn't done that previously on other speed tests, so another point for the Mate 10 Pro. For the fingerprint sensor, if you want a phone that switches on in a split second, get either of these two. I mean, just look at their response times. Unlocking your phone this quick is how smartphones must be, even going forward in 2018, and I hope it gets even better. Thank you Huawei and OnePlus. A point each way. And finally, the OnePlus 5 easily switches off quicker than the Mate 10 Pro, though the Mate 10 Pro may fix this issue in upcoming software patches, so a point to the OnePlus 5. So, a tie, and honestly, in all fairness, either of these two would suffice for the day-to-day usage, and that's what truly makes them outstanding smartphones of 2017. So, a final bonus point each way for that. So guys, the only question left to ask is, which do you prefer? Who's team Huawei and who's team OnePlus? Drop me a comment below and share your thoughts on this speed test. And be sure to leave your suggestions on what smartphones you want to see go head to head next. I'll be checking them all out. And yeah, there's new content coming up very soon, such as battery tests, camera tests, and any other types of comparisons here on my channel. So stay tuned. I really appreciate all of your guys' feedback. Smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and as always guys, hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload, and I'll catch you guys all on the next one. Peace.